Handbook for the New Paradigm, a personal message for you. 3. It is with careful and focused intent that the reality of this earthly experience is being engineered into a pattern of downward movement into the darker and heavier energies that are at the lower end of the scale in which the human body can exist. This makes the contact between the extension, spirit and body, and its soul, focused source, more difficult. This is not the whole of the intent. This allows for the possibility of the separation of the two energies. Intricate manipulations of this extension energy must be accomplished in order for this to be a possibility. The capture of this soul energy is for the purpose of causing a break in the chain of energies that extend from the matrix of the soul. It is the belief of those doing this that it will cause a breaking down of the positive energies that comprise the basic building blocks of creation. In other words, they perceive that causing a break in the return flow of this energy back to its source will cause a disruption in the larger combined pattern of the galactic matrix. The conception of this group of separatists is that a chain reaction will happen, allowing for chaos to such a degree that their focus can reorganize this chaos into their own matrix. This is quite an arrogant and ambitious undertaking. The plan includes many more quite fantastic steps to follow through to its completion. This is not a plan conceived on a moment's notice. It is one that has been put together over eons of time in your counting. However, since their plans are counter to the controlling parameters within which creation has come into manifested experience, they are unable to take advantage of the processes that also act as fail-safe guards available to the creation for the purpose of preventing this planned procedure from causing such an event. Your logical question is, how has this rebellion been allowed to continue to this point? The free will aspect is what has been exploited as the basis for their ability to manipulate humanity to be the vehicle of their power. Yours is the exact state of consciousness to serve their purpose. You are malleable enough to be influenced into desiring change when pressure is applied to the soul, extension connection, and change is exactly what they want. At each critical juncture in the previous cycles, mankind has been influenced to change what was present rather than to desire an entirely new experience. Within the cycles of energy that maintain manifested creation at the various dimensions, there are critical points which allow for changing the vibratory parameters of these dimensions. There is within this opportunity ways that they have worked out to create a downward spiral into heavier energy rather than the lifting of vibration as was intended. This can only happen when the mass consciousness of that vibratory level of planetary experience has its focus on experiences at the lowest level of that dimension. As we approach another of these opportunities, you can observe where the mass consciousness is with regard to what you call ethics and character by considering the role models that are currently popular. However, there is a risk for them in their process. There is a point at which their restrictive pressure of controlling the thought processes of the mass consciousness of the planet can backfire and cause exactly the opposite of what they have planned. This will cause them to miss the opportunity of the final dimensional vibratory change needed for completion of their plans. They have been successful in their use of various techniques enabling them to greatly weaken the soul, human extension connection. Because of technology and greater understanding of the nature of human experience, techniques have been developed that indicate success in the process of separating extension and soul. There is considerable overconfidence in the success of the techniques used on individuals as being applicable to large groups of a critical percentage of the mass consciousness. The results of these experimental successes have them quite intoxicated and already savoring the completion of their divergent goals. However, it is possible to reverse those procedures and reunite the energies into wholeness again, though the complete healing of these beings that have been used as guinea pigs will require much help. The grace of the Creator shall be showered upon those individuals to ensure the soul matrix is not distorted. The implications of this picture are many, but do not despair, for in the knowledge of this, you can plainly see that you are not alone in the healing of this situation. It is just that free will is at the essence of how you got yourselves into this situation, and it will be through the use of free will that you will desire to finally do something drastic enough that will get you through it. You have used change to get you out before, and it only altered the situation, it did not resolve it completely. In this case, the scenario is such that it is literally do or die, to borrow your vernacular. Within the proper choice of focus lies your salvation. Smile, you are on the winning side.